Hello, Coach Red here. I want to talk to you today about having a difficult person in your life. Somebody who just doesn't budge easily and is really difficult to compromise in a relationship. And what if that person is you? If everybody's a problem around you, then likely they're not all the problem. Very possibly you are. I'm Coach Red. You can reach me at CoachRed1.com. CoachRed1 is the numeral 1.com. And check out my website so that you know more about me. And I've got lots of blog posts and lots of things going on the website that I would love to share with all of you. Are you a difficult person? Let's talk about signs about what a difficult person is. It's really hard, I get it, to really figure out things about yourself. Sometimes you need a mirror. Sometimes you need another person. And sometimes when you have a child, for example, they're your mirror. So I don't know who that is for you, but let's talk about the signs that the difficult person in your life is you. 1, you are not willing to compromise. I mean, there are certain fights not worth winning, period. In the bigger picture, some things are quite petty, and only you know what that is, and the people around you. Pick your battles. Difficult people fight not for the benefit of the relationship, but to satisfy their ego. They don't know how to set aside their own thoughts and ideas and come to an agreement for win-win resolution. I have another video on win-win resolution, so if you want to learn how to do that, feel free to check out that video. I'll have a link to that video in the description of this video. So if you're not willing to compromise and you're focused on these little details, you're really going to lose something in the relationship. And that makes you a difficult person. Are you easily frustrated with other people? Do other people in your life never measure up? Do you delegate work to other people and it's just never done right? I recommend that you look at your standards and your expectations. Do you have normal standards that everybody can achieve? Do you have expectations that your significant other and your children will never be able to meet? Because if that's the case, you're going to be frustrated. You're setting yourself up for failure. Do you frequently get into arguments? Look, people argue. Totally normal. But in order to end an argument, you have to be willing to let go of your own ego. Do you argue frequently? So look at that. If you argue frequently, it's not always the other person. You have to let it go of your firm beliefs and think for a couple of minutes. Maybe you need to step away from the conversation and think, how else could this go? Is there a way that I can still get what I want and they get what they want? You know, if you win a prize like in a costume contest or some whatever hot dog eating contest and you're in a group, let's say a group wins a prize and the prize is $20 to Starbucks. So one of you can say, well, I'm the one who got this group together, and so I should have this $20 gift card to Starbucks because I'm the one who brought the group together, so therefore I won. Or you can say, well, why don't we all go together to Starbucks and have a coffee together? Believe me, hopefully it's only 4 of you because Starbucks is expensive. And therefore you use the $20 Starbucks gift card for all of you. That's win-win. And that's also getting your ego out of the picture. So think about that. Do you complain often? Instead of getting your way in an environment where, like for work, if you're constantly complaining about how things aren't working, people are going to look at you like you're argumentative because you're the one who's always complaining. You're not looking at the solution. You're not ever looking at the solution because you're always complaining. Then you're the one who's the problem. Or you're contributing to the problem. Do you get left out? Do you wonder why you're not invited to join in groups, families, family celebrations, or after work groups, or friend groups? Do you have to beg for time with your cousins, with your aunts and uncles, with your grandparents? Do you have to beg for time from the people you love? Think about it. Why do you think that is? Why is life so difficult? Why are friendships so difficult? Do you not listen to others? You might be hearing what they're saying, but you still believe that you know better than them. Do you have trouble taking somebody else's advice? In a conversation, are you doing most of the talking and the other person can't get a word in edgewise? Do you dominate the conversation? I just saw a video with Ye, who used to be Kanye West, and he was interviewed by, I think the interviewer was Chris Cuomo, and Chris kept trying to interrupt him in order to ask a question about what he had just said. And Ye kept saying, "Why are you interrupting me? You're not letting me say my piece." And Chris said, "This is my show. I'm trying to ask you questions. You're not letting me ask you questions about what you're saying." And he had no clue. And he just said, "Yeah, I'll let you ask questions." And then he went on talking. It was the weirdest interview I've ever watched on YouTube before. If you dominate a conversation, people don't really want to talk to you because people want to have conversations where there's give and take and back and forth. But if you don't listen to others and it's always about you and your thoughts and your plans, then maybe you're the difficult person. Are you very competitive? That's another one. Healthy competition can help a person in their career, for example. It's great. But if you're competing with everybody in your life, your spouse, your children, your sister, your brother, your parents, life can be exhausting. You're always in a race. Your heart's always pounding to get to the next level of something or to get something over on someone. And on the flip side, who wants to be around someone who's always competing with them? People aren't going to stick around to be in relationship with that person. Is everyone else the problem? How do you view problems? I'm going to give you one tip. And then you have to reach out to me because you need a coach if you're the difficult person. Perspective is all about what people see. When 4 people are sitting at a table and there's a bowl of fruit in the center, one person sees the banana, one person sees the apple, one person sees the pineapple, one person sees the orange. All different sides of the fruit bowl have different fruit in it. And each person has a different perspective of the different fruit. If you all switch seats, you get to see what the other person just saw. It's a different perspective. When you're in a relationship with people, it's so helpful to be able to look at their perspective, or at least consider it. Rather than just assuming what they're saying is wrong, say, wait a minute. I see why they're saying it's wrong it's a different perspective. I see why they're saying that this fruit bowl has only apples in it. Because where they're sitting, all they see are apples. They don't sit where I'm sitting. And all I see are oranges. So I want you to take that into consideration, that people see things from their own perspectives all the time. The experiences that we have as children, as young adults, it shapes us and it shapes the beliefs we have. Where one person sees a pair of shoes and says that they're running shoes. Another person looks at those pair of shoes and says that they're sneakers. Another person looks at those shoes and says that they're tennis shoes. They're all athletic shoes. And they're all beneficial to keep you from falling when you're outside. but perspective is everything. So these are the things that you can look at and say, am I the difficult person because I don't do those things? If you question it, you want to have a conversation about it, reach out to me at info@coachred1.com. You can also go on my website. Please like, share, and click the notification button on this video so that you can get notified when I have more content like this. Thank you for watching. You can always check me out at coachred1.com for lots of blog posts and videos and other important information that you can use as a parent or in life. Please subscribe and click the notification button so that you never miss a video from Coach Red.